The spotlight on the Mokro Mafia began with the conflict that broke out between two rival groups operating in Amsterdam, Gwinnett Martha's group and Who's group, who had been eliminating each other for years. The two sides did not hesitate to multiply their forces by forging alliances. Martha's group received assistance from Rico the Chilean, as well as from Knoffel. Meanwhile, Who's group relied notably on the team consisting of Salim, also known as the Snake, Noureddin, and, most importantly, the twins Khalid and Mimoun. We have two irreversibly opposed factions that will undergo a significant reshuffling of the cards following the elimination of leader Gwinnett in the year 2014. It was a shocking moment for their group, which subsequently mainly joined Rico's organization for protection. There have been attacks on key lieutenants in his organization, such as the failed attempt to eliminate Knoffel in Berlin in 2015 by the Who's and the Snakes group. Over time, however, an important figure in Utrecht is gaining momentum: Ridwan. He doesn't hesitate to go even further, drawing up his own blacklist of people to eliminate. Fortunately for him, his organization seems to have similar rivals to Rico's team, which naturally leads to a strong collaboration between the two organizations, facilitated by Knoffel, trying to conquer everything. Following the arrest of many members of TAGHI's organization, it became necessary to recruit new people to carry out the liquidations, starting in 2017. According to the public prosecutor, attention then turned to Kilo, the leader of the Calo Wago Motorcycle Club. He was allegedly recruited by TAGHI's organization to act as a veritable death squad, unscrupulously carrying out the missions entrusted to him by Ridwan, subcontracting them out to members of his own club. One of the members even commented on the atmosphere in the club.
You have to be available 24 hours a day, giving orders to people, spying all the time, and if you're not 100% focused, you won't make it.
Apparently, the existence of a special unit affiliated to TAGHI's organization has been confirmed. It included Jermaine and Fino, appearing in the messages as the Wizard and Big. Their responsibility was to ensure that the liquidations were carried out correctly. Kilo's responsible for reporting on the progress of the operations. Kilo specifically asks Wizard not to make any concessions to his enemies, selling them nothing but death. Moreover, he is aware of the existence of a treasure intended to be used during the war. In response, Wizard tells him that this treasure must be spent in its entirety to eliminate all the rivals.
The war treasure is far from being empty, brother. We have to fight the rats.
And he asks Kilo,
We're all one team, aren't we, sir?
Yes, more than one.
The court concluded that the two bandits did not yet know each other very well, and that they were exploring each other further in terms of their relationship and mutual influence. This is how they discover that they share a list of friends and enemies. Gwinnett Martha is their friend, while Hussein, aka Hus, is their enemy. As a result, they seem to be on the same side of this never-ending conflict within the criminal world of Amsterdam, which has existed since 2012.
Brother, are you serious? It gives me the shivers. Gwen's our friend. I've been meaning to ask you. I always doing for him. I'm straight into a good team. Hussein is behind my cousin. Now you made things easier for me. I've been looking for Hussein since 2012.
But brother, who's your cousin?
Sinquin.
Kilo recalls his very close friend, whom he considered a true cousin, who was murdered in 2012. In any case, Kilo and Wizard discuss the missions to be carried out, in particular that of eliminating a former soldier from Gwinnett's group, Ingemar.
Oh, you want Ingo?
Yes, if you catch him this weekend or on Monday, I'll give you 80k quickly and without any headaches.
Wizard explains that they recently tried to intercept him with the help of one of their accomplices, who wanted to set him up. However, Injamar arrived in an armoured car, and there weren't enough gunmen on site to take action. With Kilo, the situation is simpler. Given the proximity between the Bikers Club and Injamar, setting a more effective trap seems easy.
All right, I'll make him a priority. I'll keep you posted.
What's more, Wizard stresses that the ideal solution is to burn him in and with the vehicle. The reason why a contract has been placed on Injamar's head is that he is far too talkative. But above all, he blackmails people in Gwynette's name, looking to take advantage of the situation. And even after his death, Injamar continues to act in the same way.
Brother, what did he do when the van was organized to collect Gwen from Zoiderbos? He threw that rope, then he started talking a lot. Even though Gwen had warned him, he kept going. We had to let him go, the idiot. And now he's doing it again.
It should be remembered that, at this time, Gwyneth Martha successfully escaped from Zoiderbos prison using a rope of sheets, and his escape was orchestrated, involving the participation of Injamar, who was in the van used for the escape. Their proximity was also observed during a police check in an Amsterdam car park, where Khalid, whose nickname is the Eye, was present. Injamar himself narrowly escaped an attempted liquidation in 2013. He is well known to the authorities for threatening detectives in a police station, even throwing a computer mouse and a chair at them. In 2015, Injamar even contacted Het Parool newspaper, fearing an attack by his rivals, targeting the home of his girlfriend and her child. He claimed that an explosive had been placed outside the residence, expressing to the press his fear for their security. He has also been known to take advantage of his notoriety through blackmail, exploiting the numerous press articles that mention his name. If a potential victim resisted, he encouraged them to Google his name. Returning to Kilo's new mission to eliminate Injamar, it seems that the network around TAGHI is made up of people who previously followed Gwyneth Martha, and what's new is that this network is starting to appreciate Kilo.
It's a positive sign that everyone's starting to appreciate what you do, brother.
On the 19th of February, the day scheduled for Injamar's execution, a message from a third party, presumed by the court to be Ridwan, was sent to Kilo via Big and Wizard.
With God's will, sir. Whoop, whoop! That's what I want to hear. Whoop, whoop! Thanks to you too, bro.
The whoop is a way of celebrating the success of a mission. But that's not possible here, because Injamar didn't turn up that day. However, Kilo asserts that everyone is ready to take action, and they are only awaiting the right signal as Injamar is already caught in their nets.
You understand me? He's going to be done.
Despite all this, the mission came to nothing, and Injamar was finally killed in Amsterdam in 2019. It is thus difficult to identify the masterminds, as this man is also on the other blacklist, that of the team surrounding Hoos. The sheer number of enemies make the search for those responsible even more complicated, if not impossible. Injamar is not the only one on the list drawn up by his own camp. The rapper JJ is also mentioned. In fact, JJ is a close friend of Noffel's and played an important role in a mission supposedly on behalf of TAGHI's group. He took part in a scheme set up to lure a victim, going by the nickname Appy in 2016, to the address of a residence where a hitman was waiting for him. For his involvement in this case, he was sentenced to 18 years in prison. JJ wasn't risking anything from his own entourage, but it seemed he got in the way of Wizard, who doesn't take things lightly.
Yes, this little rapper shot my nephew in the stomach, but claims he didn't know it was family. I don't believe that at all, so I've got a price on his head too.
He has offered Kilo a €100,000 bounty to get rid of JJ, although he says the man is not available at the moment due to his incarceration. Kilo assures that there is no issue, as he has contacts within the prison itself who can take action, but it seems to be a bluff. Wizard also mentions that there's a friend of JJ's who might be targeted, another rapper named Jermaine R., who will be released soon, but he doesn't really put much emphasis on that mission. As far as JJ was concerned, he testified that he had no problem with Wizard and that he was not aware of the threat against him. Let's now review the targets of the rival camp who have allegedly been affected by these activities of TAGHI's network. Let's not forget the murder of Samir in April 2016, as he accompanied his daughter to the mosque for a Quran lesson. Samir was part of a wider circle, including the Amsterdam team around the Snake and, in particular, around the twins. Following Samir's execution, messages indicate that this group intends to retaliate vigorously by capturing one of TAGHI's team members in revenge. One of the twins, Khalid, hypothetically played a key role in the planning of this operation, which unsurprisingly explains why his own elimination became a priority. On the night of December the 4th to the 5th, 2016, Khalid takes a stroll in a neighbourhood south of Rotterdam, where he is staying at the time. He spotted a black BMW with dual exhausts outside his home. Immediately comes the feeling that something is wrong. While he's observing the scene, two masked men emerge from the car, prompting Khalid to flee without a moment's hesitation. During his frantic run, he hears gunshots and zigzags down the street until he reaches a row of houses. In a panic, he broke down a sliding door at the back of one of the houses with a garden chair and rushed upstairs. Meanwhile, the shooters fled and set fire to the BMW barely 10 minutes later. It is interesting to note here that, a few months later, it was discovered that the vehicle's false number plates came from a warehouse, allegedly linked to TAGHI's inner circle, where 8 stolen cars were seized. After reporting the incident to the police, Khalid mentioned in his report that he and his brother Mimoun were listed as targets for elimination belonging to the underground milieu of Amsterdam. With that mission having failed, it's now up to Kilo to prove his abilities by getting rid of the twins, as evidenced by encrypted messages sent by Wizard in February 2017.
2 Moroccan twins. One is well built and the other thin and lives in Rotterdam. They're called the Bados.
Kilo asks if one of the two was indeed targeted by the shots, referring to Khalid, which Wizard confirms.
I'll get the Badus for you.
Exactly. Great. Okay, if you can make them, sir, that's great. The money's already ready.
According to the judicial authorities, the brothers from Amsterdam who have taken refuge in Rotterdam are the subject of a contract worth €70,000 for each head, or even more.
If you arrange your own cars and weapons, this can rise to 90, sir, sometimes even 100k.
On the same day, Wizard mentions that Kilo could also take on Lucas Boom's half-brother Riff, who is supposed to be an easy target.
And how much for Boom's little brother? He should be easy to spot, brother.
70k, brother. This one's easy too. This bum. He's good for nothing.
It seems that in addition to the Who's team and its allies, such as the Snakes team, The rivalry is extremely intense with the older generation of Amsterdam criminals. We had already noticed that certain members linked to this network were having problems with Rico and Noffel's organization. This resulted in the failed assassination attempt on Piotr, as well as the successful one on Lucas Boom, Riff's half-brother. The members of this former network could have been seen in a video secretly filmed in a restaurant, in the very presence of the godfather Willem Holleder. All these people are closely linked to Danny Kaye, who, according to the milieu, has established a partnership, notably with the network of the late Scarface's brother, Karim. All this to eliminate members of Ridouan's entourage who, in pure self-defense, had to retaliate as quickly as possible.
All those who are against Gwen, those who have been in the opposing team, those who are in it and want to be in it. Hussein knows that Salim, Gang of Snakes, Piotr, everybody out. Those dirty rats, everybody.
It should be understood that Wizard can command certain missions, independently of Ridouan, as can be seen from certain messages, in which for Kilo a certain confusion appears. On 14th of December 2017, a discussion about the twins resurfaced, but this time directly between Kilo and, according to the public prosecutor, Ridouan. During this conversation, Kilo implies to his interlocutor that he still hasn't managed to locate the two brothers, even though it seemed simple to do so. He mentions that Wizard had asked him to find them.
Wizard once told that they also need to be eliminated.
Apparently, Ridouan thought differently.
They're nothing, sir. Just trash. Nothing important.
Oh, it's good that you say so.
According to statements from the key witnesses of the Calo Wago Club, a member of Kilo's team, the priorities were set by Ridouan himself. From time to time, certain missions come from other individuals in his circle, such as Wizard. Thus, Kilo promises to take care of the twins for Wizard and resume the sport for Ridouan right after. The term sport refers to a major target of Ridouan at the time, who is Robin van O, the owner of a gym in Utrecht and also a partner of Piet Costa, often operating in Rotterdam. The duo are known to the general public for their role in the installation of the so-called torture containers in a warehouse in Wouwse Plantage. Robin is considered a rival of Ridouan and was one of the initiators of the Alliance, in which various groups from Amsterdam, Rotterdam and Utrecht formed a united front against TAGHI's organization. This alliance, unsurprisingly, consists of Karim's network, some individuals from the older generation, as well as Mustafa alias Moose's network. This is an additional problem for TAGHI's group, who also have to protect themselves from the police, who are hunting them down with increasing intensity.